Hello viewers, my name is Adam and this is Sicky Media Productions. And in this video, I'm reviewing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is Quentin Tarantino's 9th film, and it's unfortunate that Quentin Tarantino plans on retiring soon from theatrical releases. Whether we know or not that his next film is his 10th and final one, I'm certain that, up until that point, it's going to be a huge event. But that's a discussion for another time. This film in particular is very interesting to discuss. And I'm pretty sure that whether this is going to have a very mixed bag down the line and its very long run, especially until the war seasons come into play. But let's start this discussion with the story. The story is about two struggling actors. One's a stunt double and played by Brad Pitt, and the other is essentially a washed up television actor played by Leonardo DiCaprio. And this is set during a time in Hollywood in the late 1960s, a period that Quentin Tarantino gracefully portrays. This is a set in period time where the audience really do get engrossed in the livelihoods of the extravagant lives of people who work in Hollywood and the people who struggles. So it feels very honest in the portrayal, especially at least for the setting. A major theme that I think is being stressed out from beginning to end here is that you don't know where your life is going to head, especially when you're struggling. Now, because of this very loose format, I can tell that a lot of people may be turned off. And something that Quentin Tarantino is usually known for, very loose plot structure. So if that's not something that you're comfortable with, then this is not a film for you. Another aspect to Quentin Tarantino that is basically shown here is subversion. And subverting history is something that he's been playing with for a good couple of films, most notably for Inglourious Basterds and Django Unchained. And this time period in particular is set around the time of a very infamous event in Hollywood. Something that will indeed have a very mixed response to its audience. And I do have to agree with some of that mixed response. And something that is very much needs to be discussed is the characters. Both Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt deliver some of the finest performances in their careers. Brad Pitt especially, portraying a very suave and something that's not new to him, but here he's really into the character. He has very interesting twists and turns with said character, especially with his background. Something that I take pause in, especially how it's depicted. For sure, a lot of people will have a good time seeing Brad Pitt. Leonardo DiCaprio is a fun to watch. He's a joy. He like when you see these two on screen, it's magnetic, and the chemistry together is some of the best buddy comedy I've seen in a while, with the exception of Margot Robbie's Sharon Tate. Sharon Tate is sure to have a very mixed response to the audience. It's because we know of Sharon Tate. We know of her fate, especially since the actress is very much intertwined with the infamous event that occurred during the time period in which this film is set. And it is known, and it's definitely shown in Tarantino, that he respects this actress. He like almost literally every scene that Margot Robbie is in, you could tell that Tarantino is essentially glorifying her. But to not show the other side to this very prolific figure is very unfortunate, because it's a very one-sided note that Tarantino is depicting here. And it's Margot Robbie is doing the best she can with the material, but this falls under the other side of the spectrum, that she is basically like an object. And the other female characters that are depicted here is so much of a downgrade to what Tarantino is. Something like has been depicting women before. He has written some very strong female characters in the past, especially with Kill Bill. Like it's unfortunate because I like every time that he executes the film, he's depicting females in this film is very harsh, and it's like I find myself rolling my eyes a lot in the film, especially with those damn freaking Tarantino feet shots. It gets repetitive real quick, but it's not this. I don't want to like misinterpret what people may say because the actors here are doing a good job, especially with the two leads. But not to have, especially with Margot Robbie, who is one of your selling points, portrayed in such a one note matter, it deserves to be said. Like I said about previously, this is set during a period in time that Tarantino essentially praised, like is very interested in, and it feels very organic in how the audience is engrossed in this set time period at Hollywood. Like full on sets are like it's like Hollywood is like yesterday here, from the highways to the cars to the costume design, how the camera captures every moment here, every frame. It feels as though you are in this time period. The film is one of those few films where it doesn't have a score. In fact, Quentin Tarantino usually never uses the original score, but instead uses a very carefully selected soundtrack of that time period that, especially during key moments, that very elevates the material here. Aside from very good lighting and cinematography in here, there are some repetitive shots that I don't like to see like very more often than not. Like one of the shots that you wouldn't see in the is a it's the inside the car shot where people are driving. Like it's nice to see one like once, but come on, you have to like start switching up material. And again, Tarantino is very known for his violence here. Something that is like he directs them really well and is visually interesting. But come, but it is going. But he portrays violence in a way to elicit a response. Rather it's something that is taken positively or negative. No matter what, it's a visceral one, and it's very impactful here. So unfortunately, I'll have to give this film an okay rating. It's not that it's bad because there's still plenty enough stuff in this film that is worth appreciating and praising worthy, especially with the two performances of Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, and his honest portrayal of a struggling actors in Hollywood is genuine. But it's the one-sided nature of the story of, especially with certain females, and the mixed feelings I have towards the third act is the reason why I have such negative feelings towards this film. And I feel as though these are genuine critiques that I hope Tarantino take into account, especially if he plans on retiring with his next film. So if you like these videos, please like, share, and subscribe. My name is Adam Morrison, and this has been a Siki Media Productions. Please be sure to watch other great videos on this channel, and I'll see you later.